Had to actually look up a movie I saw because I forgot and didn't write
You
it
saw the
down.
movie. The Groovy movie.
No, the groovy movie wasn't playing, sadly. No.
Damn. Hey, look, it's us. I see us. Hi, us.
Hello, us
Hello.
on stream.
Hello, all you people in the future who will watch this and be like, oh my god.
I am hoping everything is working because there was an update and a bunch of stuff doesn't. A bunch of the plugins don't work anymore. I don't know which ones.
You let me know when you're ready to go.
I'd have heard you
Push the
there.
button.
I'd have heard you there.
That's
Okay.
I
what
am
Yep, we're
paying
gonna go.
attention now.
Okay, here it is. You still have half a gallon of turkey soup left. It's GRD Sweekly.
Turkey soup.
Well, you know, the leftovers.
Uh,
You gotta incorporate them and move them all around. Hello, everyone.
Boil the bones.
All the shit to see and all the good stuff. We're the fine folks from GeekRadioDaily.com, and you're here for a new GRD Sweekly episode number
351. I just looked it up.
yeah. Oh.
Wow. Prep, that's crazy. Well, I
Just
wasn't
gonna have to let
prepared
go
for
of my
that.
meds. I'm on like
Don't know what to
next
do.
level braining.
The folks bringing it to you today, the lady who knows the issue that there is the flinstress.
That's it! The answer was so simple, I was too smart to see it.
That's how it works every time. The woman who knows how to sum things up, that there's Carol the Cat.
You should get that boy into therapy. He has issues.
The man who knows exactly who he is, that there's podcaster Fred Siegfried.
Sometimes it pays to be a nerd, guys.
There it is. And I'm the guy who people truly enjoy. I'm the wonderful Billy Flynn.
Mi scusi. No. Mi scusi.
What happened this fine day, yo?
So many geeky things. And, I'm sitting here before the show trying to figure it out. And then things pop into my head and I'm like, duh. Because sometimes this week is a long time, y'all. I mean, I'm just saying. Anyway, not that long after our last show, that weekend before Thanksgiving, we kicked off our Geeky Week by going to see Wicked for good in theaters.
Yes!
Yes, y'all see Wicked. Now, of course, everybody knows that the second act is way weaker than the first act in the show. It is one really great song. My favorite song of the entire show is For Good. But I mean, Cynthia Erivo is a generational talent, and the movie is phenomenal. The visual effects, her camaraderie with Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande was fabulous in this, like her range as an actress, I thought. Um, I mean, I knew what was going to happen because I have both read the book and seen the show, but it was to watch it with Mel, who really had no frame of reference, and to hear her like gasp, and she just enjoyed it. But you all want to hear something so funny. So I tell her kind of a little bit on the last minute side ish. I'm like, you can bring a friend because she's 11 and she always wants to bring a friend for everything now, right? She's the only she needs to have a friend. So she starts like texting her little besties and she goes, oh, one of them already has tickets. And can you reach out to their mom and like find out the details? So I do. And she's like, yeah, we have like a 10:30 matinee show at this nice one that's like not that far from us. And it's got like the reclining seats. And I'm like, yeah. So I go to get tickets and there's not that many tickets left. Like I got two together for me and like Melody or whatever. And Flynn's over here. Damn if we didn't get there, and we are literally in the same row right next to her and her little best friend. So we had the two seats, and then they had like the six for their family, and then Flynn was on the other. It was crazy.
And
So
Flynn was
like,
back in steerage.
yeah, we like let him come in the car with us, but well, no, because he's the most likely to sing along. No, I'm probably most likely to sing along.
Yes,
No, Mel is
you are.
probably most likely to sing along, but she only really knows like all the words to the songs like from the first one. So anyway, but she had I don't know if they coordinated it because she fought me on her outfit, but she ended up wearing this like this alpha set in green, and her friend had worn like all pink, so they looked really cute. And they had like photo ops at the theater and everything to set up. So this one does alcohol, and
Yeah, they
they
do.
were sold out of the $15 cocktail in the collectible glass
Yep.
because we have so many collectible glasses for things. I mean, they're cool, don't get me wrong. We still have the cups from the first movie somewhere. Anyway, but yes, did Bill Flynn, I know you saw it. What did you think of Wicked?
Oh, I mean, obviously, I loved it. You know, I'm a fan. I'm an old school fan. You know, I read a book before there was a show.
Yeah.
so I've been all about this. When it became a show, I was just like, wow. You know, we went to see the show, and the show was fantastic. It's amazing. It's great. And now there's this movie that absolutely captures that show so well, so well.
So you guys haven't seen it yet or planning on seeing it? I know Carol am I remembering right that you're not the biggest fan?
I'm not the biggest fan. I actually I probably need to watch the stage show. Um, I didn't like the book, and I thought maybe it was just because I'm not a huge Oz fan.
Yeah,
But then
that's
I
what it is.
picked up Confessions of an Ugly Stepsister, and I realized I just don't like Jeffrey McGuire. So
Wow.
She's more of a
I
Mark
just
McGuire fan.
yeah, I don't
That's
really
okay.
enjoy his writing style. I don't
He's
know
got enough
why.
money to not really care.
Yeah, it's not like, if people enjoy his books and enjoy these movies, more power to you. It's not my thing. Um, I watched like
Yeah.
half of the first movie and was irritated by the lack of color. Oz was so pastel. It was like, where are my jewel tones? But
Did you
that's
watch
just
it in
a
the theater?
no, I watched it on TV. I did.
Oh,
I
You need
okay.
a new
wasn't gonna.
TV.
She
You need a
watched
new
it on a
TV.
Yeah, I was like, I
CRT.
don't know. It seemed like it was pretty colorful, like the tulips and everything,
It
and
was
like a
just
lot of
really. It seemed very
maybe a
subdued
little,
to me.
yeah, maybe in some parts darker parts, and
Maybe
yeah, I could
because
see.
it's not the Oz you know yet.
Yeah, I know,
Mm,
but it's just not my thing. Although I love Cynthia Erivo,
mhm.
and I agree with you. I think she's incredibly talented. So,
So, like,
it's just not my thing.
most of the cool things that I now like and enjoy. The way this went is that Flynn was a fan of it for a long time and then was like, "Hey, you need to watch it." So, if I correct me if I'm wrong, did I didn't read the book first. I saw the show when it toured in Richmond and then read the book. Is that my order of things?
I don't remember. It would be very
You're
weird
the
of me to.
archivist for my life.
That's.
My mom is the archivist of my life up until we got married, and you're supposed to, keep track of everything since then.
I mean, I don't know that I remember that exactly, but I find it hard to believe that I had a book that you wouldn't have read.
Well,
You know.
true, but I mean, I saw Fellowship before reading Lord of the Rings,
That's true.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you also didn't want to go see the movie.
She also wasn't a
Well,
big nerd before you came along.
That's very true.
very true. I had my little bits of nerdiness, but not really as much. So, um, yeah, and yeah, I just like highly enjoyed it and absolutely loved it. And I've always really been not so much into like all of the weird like tangential Oz stuff. When I know you've read a bunch of those or watched all those movies with the weird like pumpkin head guy and like other stuff, but like so that doesn't
Hey,
really do it for me. Like the
Return
tinkering
to
and all of
Oz
that.
is a great movie.
The
It
wheelies
is actually.
are still the only villain that terrify the crap out of me.
Yeah, maybe that's why. Maybe I was scared of it because yeah, it's trip. I mean, maybe if you're on
Features the
the
original TikTok, not that Chinese
Yeah.
spyware. Get it off your phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Boo. Yeah.
yeah. Um,
I mean, like,
so
we even watched the sci-fi thing Tin Man.
yeah.
That was
You don't
pretty
remember
good.
that at all. Yeah, that was. I enjoyed that a lot. I enjoyed that quite a bit.
Maybe there was another one that was real crap.
Probably. There
I like
was
The Wiz.
there was the Muppet Wizard of Oz,
Yeah. Well, and proof that the algorithm is
which
listening
wasn't
to me
good.
either that day or later that day, I heard the song Tin Man by what is that, America? Not America.
Oh yeah.
What is that? America.
Yeah. Wow, that's an old song.
Right.
Hell,
And I have
I even
some
read the.
old songs in my mix. I have a very eclectic, like I don't do Spotify. I think I almost would like to do Spotify just to get the data like that they give you at the end of the year, like their Spotify Wrapped, like none of the other ones. I use YouTube Music and they don't give you that kind of like data now. Maybe I could find it somewhere. But anyway,
The
regardless.
stats on mine would be just like,
Actually, Carol, what you would like? There was a comic book called The Oz Squad. You would enjoy that.
At the end of the year, my Spotify just emails me and says, "Are you okay?"
Well, mine is just like I really am ADHD and even with medication, like how did I not like know this in my lifetime? Because it will be all over the place for a while, and then it will be like 3 weeks straight of the Hamilton soundtrack and nothing else. And then it's back to just like random whatever, and
Mhm.
then it's K-pop Demon Hunters or whatever, or Taylor Swift's latest album or whatever it is. It's just like, yeah, I'm all over the place. But so I don't know
You
that the
got
data
no
would really
screen.
tell me anything I don't already know. Let's just put it that way, right?
Yeah.
But I think it's kind of cool. Let's
Yay,
see.
it's cool.
Oh, we have watched. All right, I'm transitioning. We
Go
have
for it.
watched Three? Yes, three of the five of the first Stranger Things
Yes, 3 of the 5.
episodes. Okay. Have you guys watched any of Stranger Things?
Oh yeah.
Are you watching it? Are you
All of
waiting
them.
for it all to drop? Or have you
I've
I've
watched
seen them
all
watched
of
all
it?
of the ones
All
that
of
have
them.
been
We're the ones
released.
who were behind.
It was in a line, just all the
Yep.
episodes one shot.
We've
Couldn't help
been
it.
busy. I did stay up late one of the days, but I'm not a person who needs like a good amount of sleep to function. So, like a lot. Um, But yeah, so we are okay. So maybe we revisit this next time because we will definitely be done by then. Or if we want to just talk kind of the first couple of episodes. Yeah. And then I heard, did you guys hear that they're doing like, I'm sure you have heard because you pay attention to things. So then there's an episode. What is the next set comes out at what, Christmas? We get
Hmm.
another five. Is
Yeah.
that how it's working?
Yeah, 3
And
more come
then,
out at Christmas time, and then the last one is on New Year's Eve.
yeah. And I think I heard that they're doing that in movie theaters, which is kind of
Yeah.
cool, you know.
December 31st and January 1st, you can see it in theaters.
Yeah.
Hope I didn't just take somebody's geeky news story or something. That would
Actually,
be
I did
funny.
that last
You're
time.
like, no,
That was
everyone
my
already knows
story
that.
last time.
Oh, that's why I remember it. That's why I and
We just need the little
that is
text at the bottom says editor C GRD 6 whatever
right,
650
right.
350.
Make sure you cite your source, Terry. Okay. Yeah. Okay. See, pieces like tendrils of things stick sometimes and not the whole everything, but I'm sure you know how that is.
Not the
But
whole.
yeah, everything. But yeah, no, Stranger Things is, whew, I'd watch it a million times over.
So
But it
good.
is crazy, especially when they're flashing back to the younger kids of them. And some of the
Yeah.
footage they actually have that's them. I think there was one Will flashback where they didn't have the footage, so they recast it or sort of like had another kid. Maybe I was just imagining it or the way that he looked. But they have grown up so much since the beginning of the show. It is like crazy that they're
It's been like
basically
12
just
years. So,
adults now. I know it is nuts. And it's only
and what's
supposed to
They
be
weird?
did.
what, like,
What's weird is they're now the age their parents were in the first season.
Yeah. They did
No.
that bad, not quite that
de-age.
bad.
They
Yeah.
de-aged Noah
Yeah.
Chop for that first scene. They de-aged him because they
They use
de-aged.
like AI or whatever, yeah.
Yeah, well, they used a young kid and then like put his de-aged face on that kid because they did that for 11 last season too
Yeah,
because she had all of those scenes in the Rainbow Room.
right. Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about that. We've been doing CGI and now we're into AI and all of this. And like, do you hear the whole thing of how like Dorothy from Wicked is like, I mean, you never really see her. So
I
is
can
that, I
see
don't know.
in this instance, I can kind of see it because because the kids have grown so much
Right.
and they did want to do these extra scenes and they didn't think about it, 10 years ago. Um, but for things like if you watch the second chapter of It, the movie It, they de-age a couple of those kids and those kids haven't grown that much.
Mm.
And it was just freaky because I thought it was completely unnecessary.
And I can't decide if seeing that and knowing that that footage didn't exist and like it the way that my brain it like alerts my brain as opposed to um what do you call it if they had like recast like found a kid that kind of looked like him to shoot those scenes, which would I
Yeah.
have found more disruptive or jarring to the story? And I think probably the recasting a totally different person, and keeping their, I'm just trying to think. I'm like,
Yeah.
hey, I don't like it, but I think I like it better than any other option that there is to do it.
Well, I think
I
with
don't know.
CG, we just have to acknowledge that it may not get perfect for a while where you can't tell the difference. And that's okay, because that's where we're bringing in our own baggage to kind of screw up our suspension of disbelief. Like when I see CG, I'm just like, oh, cool. They did it that way. If it's not something that just looks terrible, like if you were getting Toy Story 1 CG in a current movie, it'd be like, okay.
Oh my gosh, what is this?
But even like, the Polar Express, yeah, there's the uncanny valley, but it's also like, yeah, it's CG. It's not
Yeah.
going to look perfect. So for me, it's a lot easier to just not worry about that. But I think for some other people, they may just be a little bit more sensitive to it.
He enjoys
Well,
the
and I
dead
think like
eyes of animation.
if you were to graph my opinion on like CG, it would definitely be sort of like a curved line, right? In that,
Mm.
like, I want it to get better and better and better and better and better and more realistic looking and clearer and less like frame disruption, et cetera, right? I want it to progress to a really good point up to a certain point where when you can no longer distinguish, the computer from reality, or I don't know, or then it's just like, what does it do to us? Not trying to get all philosophical, but yeah, just kind of I don't know. I think having conversations about it, about AI, about
Mm.
what we see, that it's did you hear that like the kids are call it like it's slang for if somebody's lying, you just be like, oh, that's AI. Yeah.
That does not surprise me.
Yep.
I kind of like that. I like that where
Yeah.
Yeah.
you're saying it's fake. Okay.
Yep.
Well, I like that a
Kind of
lot
like
better than fake news. Ugh.
yeah.
Especially when it was so rarely applied applicable correctly.
Right. Anyway, okay. So
So
we haven't gotten together with our D&D group in a long time, but oh, what? Or did you still want to talk about Stranger Things? Or you gave me a face? No, maybe you
did I?
just had a face.
Oh no, he was agreeing
Anyway,
with you. He was like, "Yeah, we haven't."
yeah. So, um, but we were looking for a movie to watch, and we remembered that Mel had not seen the
Dungeons and
Dungeons and
Dragons.
Dragons with Chris Pine
Oh, I
and
love that movie.
what's his name, and that movie is and Michelle Rodriguez, and that
So
movie is
good.
just so fun. And it's like it's a good pace. Like she has a tendency to sort of like get distracted if movies are like too slow in certain points, and there was just enough going on with like subplot and
Mm.
who's double crossing who for it to be at her level. She really enjoyed it, and I mean it pays off. You get a dungeon, you get a dragon, right? More than one. And it I thought that it was just done so well. You could tell when it's like you rolled for a perception check and failed, right? You got a one or a two. And so for her, even
She
just
did
having
make
kind
that
of the
joke. Oh,
language,
it's like, oh,
Mm.
he rolled a one.
right?
when Chris Pine as the bard starts when
Starts
the
to melt.
yeah when he starts to melt, that I had to rewind that at least 6 times to watch it because it was so damn funny, and even just thinking about it brings me joy. Because
Right?
and
Right?
because when you're watching it and you're just like, oh, and then that guy, that guard's reaction is just like, oh god, whatever it is, it's just so
He's like,
perfect.
wow, I should not have had those mushrooms.
Right? And Chris Pine is just so charming and delightful and funny and
Mm.
yeah. Even though
Yeah,
like now he looks
yeah,
like a
he is.
homeless person, I think, when you see him in pictures and stuff, because he's just like, whatever, I'm living my life. But good for him. But yeah, she highly enjoyed that. We got a kick out of that. Um,
He's
I
embraced
also
his crazy aunt face. He just
right.
looks like somebody's crazy aunt.
It
Yeah,
is.
well, and you
Yeah,
can really
got a
see
bunch
it
of
because he wrote and directed as well as starred in a movie I think called The Pool Man or something like that.
Oh,
And it was
yeah, yeah.
really good, and he has just got the beard and the hair and everything, and it's just like,
that.
is this how you actually are? Might be.
You
Yeah, he
know, I'm
goes out
fine with that.
shopping in his bathrobe, man. That guy,
I'm
he don't care.
Right.
totally
Like the
fine with that.
dude. Mm, the dude abides. Um, and so I finished the book series that I was working on. It starts with the Court of Thorn and Roses and ends with the Court of Silver Flame. My like fantasy smut, fun books though, and like it borrows from like every other thing that ever existed. It borrows from Sandman. It borrows from like religious culture. It's such like a like a just not like high quality winning any kind of awards kind of book series, but it's really fun and enjoyable. And oh, but the library was stressing me out. So I did it through the Libby app, which I love, right? But if you so I was having a hard time getting the books because it's a popular series right now. And so the fifth one on hold before I actually started the fourth one. And so but the fourth one was shorter. It was like more like a 3.5 or whatever in the book. So I'm like reading it and they're like, oh, you have 3 days left. And I'm like, okay, well, I'll just renew it. But if somebody's on the waiting list waiting for the book, you can't renew it. And so I was like, oh my God, I have 2 days left.
Yep.
So I was like, sorry, Flynn, sorry, Melody. I will see you in 2 days. I'm reading my book. But I feel like I sort of rushed the ending, obviously, because I was like trying to make sure. Because the only alternative, if I hadn't finished it, I would either had to go back on the wait list and get in line and get it after somebody else was done or buy it on Kindle to read like 100 more pages or whatever it was. I was like, no, I'm not going out like that. So I finished it, but
You
It's
could have
definitely a
just
sprint.
been patient.
No, no. Hey, I've been patient because that was yesterday, and I have yet to buy. Like, so the next book that I want to read is the third one in um, one of Nora Roberts' series, also kind of like fantasy romance, and it came out like 2 weeks ago, and I haven't bought it yet because I'm waiting. My local library does this really cool thing. I don't know if your library system does this. It might be worth checking. So if you have a book that they know is going to be really popular, and people put holds on it, there's like 80 some people who have this book on hold, right? The actual physical copies of the book. But then they get a second set so that they can have some new releases and bestsellers like available for people to walk in on the day of. So if you can time it just right, you can actually walk right in and get the like most popular book if you get there right when it first came out.
Right.
The
Yeah.
only thing is that doesn't happen on the same day as when it like comes out to retail stores.
Mm.
So you never know. It could be a week later and they don't even know. They just see it goes from like in process to available,
So
right?
you're
Like there's
spending a
no
week in
telling when.
front of the library just sleeping and waiting.
Camping out
Yep.
for this book so I can save $14 on Amazon. But no,
Missed a
I'm
week of work, but
trying
save
to wait.
$14.
I'm trying
Nice.
to wait. I have to bring some books back, so I'm going
Oh, we gotta
to
bring mine back too.
yep. So we got to bring some books back.
Books
But
back.
so maybe I will check that out when I'm in there. And the last thing I had on my list is did we watch more Peacemaker? Oh, is that
We did. We
before
watched
Geeky
another
Sweet? Yeah.
Peacemaker.
We watched
Cool.
another Peacemaker.
Cool. Now
That
I can
show
take
is
that off my
just
list.
brilliant and
Hmm.
hilarious and also dark and difficult. And it really makes you think like, you know, if you had this like what seemed like this perfect other dimension where everybody was like happy to see you all the time and you were loved and you had your family and like then you had this other one where everybody was kind of shitting on you, which one, and you had a choice, right? Why wouldn't you choose the better one? I don't know. I'm
Well,
sure something bad is going to happen because
oh,
something bad always happens.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I can't fault him for that choice in the moment, I
Oh,
guess.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
100. 100.
So we saw some family Thanksgiving kind of stuff, and I feel like there's probably been other things, but I'm just gonna go ahead and say that has been my geeky sweet.
Yeah.
Dope. I'll go next. So Thanksgiving, had a good meal. Um,
Woo.
I spent most of that week watching the Hobbit movies and the Lord of the Ring movies because those are my kind of Thanksgiving movies that I watched. To go with my rereading of the Lord of the Rings. Um, other than that, my house has been filled with plumbers because I had a bathroom that exploded and dental work. So at
That
least I can
exploded?
speak.
Oh god.
So
And her
yeah,
bathroom did not explode
I
because of
noticed
the
on
dental work and
Thanksgiving.
not vice versa.
Okay.
I noticed on Thanksgiving my drains were draining slowly, and then on Monday my bathroom here just flooded.
Oh no.
So that was pleasant. That was really pleasant. It was a shitty day.
Damn.
Um, TV wise, I'm continuing with Welcome to Derry, which is the
Yes.
It prequel.
Yes.
I'm liking it. One thing
Yes.
that's irritating me.
Yeah.
There are two characters in this show that have absolute plot armor. They cannot die. One is Dick Halloran because he's got to go be the cook at the
Well, yeah,
Overlook
we know he's gonna be
Hotel.
in The Shining. Yeah.
And the second is Will, one of the kids, because that is the grandfather of Mike from It. So he's got to grow
Mm.
up and get married.
Well, yeah.
They
I mean,
keep putting these two characters in peril, and I'm like, I, I'm not buying it because I
you don't
know they
have to.
live.
They suffered. They went through things. That's all they're saying. They're not
Yeah,
trying to
but
trick you. They're just going, look.
this is a show that started off killing like 4 kids.
Yes.
Now
The new
suddenly,
Losers
like,
Club wiped out in the first
yeah,
episode. Jesus.
Yeah, but
and
they
I'm
were
like,
all
now they
bad.
keep putting characters in danger that I know can't die.
Right.
It's fine. That shows you how they became those characters. That's all.
Yeah, but I am
And
enjoying
hey,
it, and
and hey,
Pennywise finally showed up.
since it's showing us how these characters became who they are, right now with this turn with Ingrid, holy hell!
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, what is Madeline Stowe? I haven't seen her in anything in a
Oh,
while.
yeah. Wow.
She's been gone for a while. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah,
So I'm
she
enjoying it.
is. Yeah, I watched the last episode twice. And I watched it again like the next day because I was like, wait, no, I have to see that again. So much happened that my brain, I got to do this one more time because holy hell.
Yeah, so I am enjoying that. And then I started a show called Teacup on Peacock. Interesting premise. I got 3 episodes in, and then I can see this going toward a cliffhanger for the season because it was only like a 10-episode season.
Mm-hmm.
And I checked and they didn't renew it. And I'm like, I'm not even going to bother. I'm not going to bother finishing the season. I went through that with Carnival and HBO and never got a resolution. And I don't want to watch another show where I don't get a resolution. So I gave up on that. If you're interested in Teacup, just know that they canceled it and you're not going to get a season 2. Then I did
Thank
watch
you for
all,
that. I do not
yeah,
like that either. Mm-mm.
yeah. I did watch all of the Stranger Thing episodes and I did like them. And I do find it interesting that Ted Wheeler is in a coma, much like Max is.
Hmm.
Maybe Ted Wheeler
Mm.
may do something parental and save his daughter in the Down
No,
Under.
I doubt that. I doubt that immensely.
Oh, come on. They gotta redeem Ted in some way.
Do
I
they?
mean, I'm surprised he's just not spending the entire 5 episodes with the paper over his face snoring. Anyway,
And I love that you
um,
accidentally called it the Down Under. I think that's what they call the Upside Down in Australia.
Yeah.
I think that's what they
the
call
upside down.
Australia. There's everything wants to kill you.
And then I started watching the show a while ago, and then I had to put it aside. I started watching The Pit. Um, I'm not big on hospital dramas.
No.
However,
I've heard it's good.
No.
one exception is ER. That is one of my comfort shows. And The Pit stars Noah Wiley. It's not the same character, but it's the
Nope.
same type of show. It's a 15-episode season that takes place over one shift. So it's
Oh
like
wow.
24, it's like the show 24. Each episode is an hour of that day. And it's really interesting in the fact that it shows what doctors go through in emergency rooms every day and the problems we have with our healthcare system.
Right.
But yeah, a large chunk of the day is spent in a shooting event. There's a mass shooting event.
Oh
So
God.
there's a lot of graphic gore in this show that I don't think people are prepared for. There was a lot of times where I'm like, oh, I don't need to see that. But it's a very, very good show. Had to put it aside because I've spent a lot of time in hospitals this year. And there were a couple of procedures they were discussing that I was like, nope, I had to deal with that personally. So I put it aside, but I returned to it and finished the season, and it's really, really good. And I'm looking forward to season 2. Movie wise, I only watched 2. I didn't go to the theater at all. I watched them at home. I watched a documentary, Monk in Pieces, which is about Meredith Monk, which is one of those avant-garde singers. She's kind of more of a performance artist. I absolutely love.
Oh, you were the one who told me about her, right? Recently?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
We were
me. Come
like
on,
playing
man.
a game, and one of the songs sounded like the beginning of
Yes.
Turtle Dreams, and before she starts singing, I saw she does like videos of a lot of her work, and I saw Turtle Dreams in the 80s. They showed it on PBS, and I was just like, I was fascinated with her. But I watched a documentary on her. She's actually quite fascinating, and she's still alive. So, but I like a lot of her work, so I recommend that. And then I watched a movie the other day that I wanted to see in the theater when it was playing, but I missed it, called Queens of the Dead.
Yes.
It's campy, it's
Yes.
silly, it's a bunch of drag queens fighting zombies.
Yes.
And I loved it.
Yes.
I absolutely loved it.
Yes.
So, yeah, so I do recommend Queens of the Dead. It's very, very fun. Don't expect, high, it's not going to win Academy Awards or anything like that. It's just a really fun 90 minutes. And then, book-wise, I read Tim Curry's memoir, Vagabond. I actually listened to this, and he does read it. So if you're going to do the audiobook, and I said this about Billy D. Williams's audiobook, speed it up. He has had a stroke, a massive stroke, and he speaks very slowly. I'm reading reviews of this, and they're just bitching about how slow he reads this. And it's like, up.
You
That's
can
what
fix
your
that.
speed button's for. Listen to it. I listened to this at 1.5 times speed, and he sounded fine. I like the fact that he narrated this. And it's a very good book. If you're looking for something where he tells all the people he had affairs with, you're going to
No.
be very disappointed in this book. He doesn't. He's very clear in the very beginning that he's not interested in anyone else's sex life, and his sex life is none of your effing business. So the only affair he even cops to, and I'm sorry, Kermit, that you had to read it, but the only affair he cops to is one with Miss Piggy on Muppets Treasure Island. So,
What?
but they apparently
This is
kept
some.
it from Kermit.
Can't
so
believe this kind of stuff. And I had him over into my trailer and every. Yay to my dinner and. Yeah.
I mean,
he
you have
did
to.
want to sneak in a line. They cut the line, but he tried to sneak in a line. Once you go pork, you never go back. They cut it from the movie though, so I think it was a tiny bit
You
too
know.
risque. But
Yeah.
no, I truly enjoyed that. It was a really good book, and I'm just happy he's still alive to write it and read it.
Listening to it sped
And
up. That's the way Billy D would do it.
yeah, well, I was reading the same type of reviews about Billy D. Williams's memoir. 'Cause I like to listen to my memoirs, particularly if they're read by the person who wrote them. Um, and he speaks very haltingly too. He's in his late 80s. And people were complaining he speaks so slowly. It's like, that's why you can speed it up. Just speed it
Yeah,
up.
put it on 2.5 times speed.
Doing it.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a little
it's
too
fine.
So, because we've had this moment, I would like to remind everybody that I once did dress as Lando Calrissian. No, I didn't do blackface because I'm not an idiot. But I dressed as Lando Calrissian, and in my holster, I had a Colt 45. Thank you.
So that's perfect. There you go. Works every time.
Because that's how Billy D would do it.
And that's been my geeky
Wasn't
squeak.
it a Star Wars themed Rocky Horror Picture Show?
It was
Didn't you
Star
say
Wars
that? Yeah.
Rocky, yes. And I was Donald Glover's Lando costume, not the original Lando costume.
Nice. Well, for me, went to the movies, saw Running Man.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I loved it. The only thing that I would say, the changes that they made, I liked. There's a particular point where I would have cut it off, not done what they did, like show them at the end. But the other thing I was disappointed in is that the hunters, that they didn't, they didn't have as distinct characteristics, distinct characters for them.
That's what made that work in the original.
Yeah.
Because
Now, yeah, there were
that's
two
what
that
we
did
had.
out of the 5, but hey, one of them's Lee Pace, so
oh, there you go.
fine with that. But beyond that, it was funny, it was good, it was definitely an Edgar Wright movie in all the best ways, and I'm a Glenn Powell fan, have been for a very long time, ever since I saw him as Chad Radwell. And
Chad
so
Radwell, baby.
he just does fantastic work.
Yeah, he's a good one.
Yeah. I still need to see the football one that he's in. You guys,
Chad
I know.
Powers.
Chad Powers.
Yeah, Chad
So
Powers.
we haven't finished watching it. We're a little bit behind or whatever, but like
Shocker.
I just saw that it's been renewed for a second season. I'm like, how is that possible? I don't know. We'll see.
Well,
I mean-
apparently everyone doesn't find out who he is. Ha
I guess.
And
'cause
everybody likes Glenn Powell. Apparently, he seems to be a good
He's a
dude.
very likable guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I'd like to see him and Chris Pine in something together.
Okay.
Definitely in something together.
As brothers, father,
Nope.
or lovers.
Mhm.
Still trekking through Eureka. Enjoying the hell out of that. Enjoying the
so good.
absolute hell out of it.
So
And
good.
there was something that I noticed with Jack Carter. It was something where I was like, okay, I need to actually pay attention because I don't remember ever seeing this. Does he wear a gun? Does he have one on his hip? Because like Joe, she's got hers
usually he does,
on herself.
but
And the thing is like, I was watching several episodes, did not see it. It was almost like they cut away from where you would have seen if he had his gun. The thing is that he's actually got it further back on his belt, specifically so he can put his hands in his pockets. But I also think it has a lot to do with, it just as a small character decision for him, is that by you not seeing the gun, you kind of automatically think he doesn't need it, just like Andy Griffith. And it kind of puts that in your head that he's going to be able to talk through any situation without it having to result in
right. He is just that
violence.
charming. He can be in the movie with Chris Pine and Glenn Powell too.
100%. As long
and
as
he can get it.
As long as there are several moments where he does anything physical comedy. Because holy cow, every time.
He's hilarious in he's the washing machine and he's hilarious.
Exactly, yeah. But every time Colin Ferguson does any sort of physical comedy, I have to rewind it to watch it again because it's just so hilarious.
We almost did Jello shots with the convention, right? At Dragon Con.
Damn.
If we had Jello shots on us, we would have done Jello shots.
And you guys would have liked to have those Jello shots on you so you could have them on you. Also, Stranger Things, as mentioned, blew through it. Started the first episode, didn't stop until the last one that was released. Absolutely digging what they're doing. Can't wait to see how it goes. They've got a hell of a story. Going. And it's
now there's a lot of blood and obviously the Demogorgons. It's definitely pretty graphic, violent, whatever. But I don't know. Do you think Melody could handle it? Do you think she needs to be older? It's hard for me to tell what's going to scare her and what's not going to scare her. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea how to assess that situation.
Yeah, that's a tough call because it's kind of walking that line.
I will say, my friend's 13-year-old is a huge Stranger Things fan.
But every kid's
she
different.
started watching it just last year before Christmas because I got her a Hellfire Club t-shirt for Christmas last year.
Nice.
And I got her a Hellfire. I hope she's not listening. I hope I got her a Hellfire noodle bowl this year.
Fun.
Because we're actually going to do a New Year's Eve watch-a-thon to ring in the new year. So.
Oh, nice.
Well, because I've definitely accidentally shown her some things that are really not that appropriate. Things that you remember from the past, and you're like, "Ooh, Ghostbusters but that was more of sexually inappropriate stuff, or crude humor, or Mean Girls was also a little bit okay.
Dan Aykroyd got a foot massage from that ghost. That's why he was making that face.
That is what happened. Yep. Anyway, but I don't know. What she can handle horror wise. We haven't really tried to see what she really wants to. She's seen Jurassic Park, right? Or no?
Yep, yeah. Watched Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So dinosaurs, demons, same thing.
Stranger Things just firing on all cylinders. And there's a new show that I've seen the first couple episodes for. And I just want to say that the very first episode of the show was probably one of the most tense, horrifying scenes in a movie or television that I have seen in a very long time.
Ever?
And not ever, but in a very long time, because Bly Manor had some, or House on Haunted Hill, whatever that one was. But Pluribus.
This is on my list. Yeah, I haven't started it yet, but I need to start this one.
Yes.
It's on Apple TV. It's Vince Gilligan, the guy who did Breaking Bad. It's got Rhea Seehorn from Better Call Saul. She's fantastic. He wrote it specifically for her, and it is, like I said, it is just intense. That first episode. Once you get past that, then it's all about the excuse me, just enjoying a good show written well with fantastic acting and just a crazy story that you're just like, what is gonna happen with this? And there's a lot of humor in it too, in that very Vince Gilligan way, which is has little to do with punchlines and jokes and everything to do with just funny situations and how normal people react in these ridiculous outbound stuff. But I think that's pretty much, is it? Yeah, that's pretty much been my geeky week. Oh, except for Thanksgiving. Had I made turkey burgers and sweet potato fries since we're doing
Nice.
something a little bit different. And it was the first time making turkey burgers ever. And it was pretty darn good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so let's see here. I'm in the wrong. I was doing something a moment ago. I'm so sorry. I'm not. Come here. Stop it. Behave yourself. So, me and comics. Absolute Wonder Woman 13. As I said, Absolute Wonder Woman is my favorite in the DC Absolute line. I really love what they've done with that. It is fantastic. It's very enjoyable. New history of the DC Universe. I'm still going through that. And, yeah, like I said last time, it, it's not. He's not really giving us the history. He's just giving the cliff notes because we already know all of these things. That's all it really is. Green Lantern 28, Green Lantern Dark number 7. So DC KO number 2. This is this thing where they're bringing heroes and villains together, and they got to do the big fight, and someone's going to get the power of Darkseid so you can kill Darkseid. So of course, after issue 2, we've got the spin-offs where you get like the individual issues of people battling, like DC KO Superman versus Captain Atom, which is a
Okay.
fun fight. It's a fun fight. It's a 2 out of 3. 2 falls to get it, but interesting. DC KO Night Fight has Batman in some kind of alternate universe timeline thing where Robin is now Batman, and he's made a Robin Inc. where there's a Robin pretty much in every city. It's a strange thing. The Absolute Batman Annual is out, and it's so weird. The Absolute Batman is probably my least favorite of the Absolute DC line. What you gonna do? Absolute Superman 13, so good. Is so good. Great. The Absolute Green Lantern, it's fun. There's a new little miniseries, Harley and Ivy, Life and Crimes, in which they
Okay.
also spend a good deal of time discussing their relationship. So, hey, we get a serious moment as well. And because it's the holiday season, of course, DC has a little Christmas anthology thing, which is called I Saw Ma Hunkel Kissing Santa Claus. And for those of you not old school enough to remember, Ma Hunkel was the original Red Tornado way back in the day. The woman with like the pot on her head.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So going some old school. I wrapped up watching my Mobius show, and in the final episode, I'm like, wow, okay, so they're not going to have another season. They just found a way to tie this off and not do it. And then you get to the very end of the show, and I'm like, oh shit, no, they might have another season. So they were sneaky. They were very, very, very sneaky. This past Sunday, we did our episode 5 of Dickie Didn't See It, in which we watched Caddyshack.
Oh, how'd that go?
And
Eat the ball.
And in a moment that was still fun, I think more people should just join us. Really, seriously, y'all should join us when we watch the movie, because we were on Zoom, so watching the amount of times that Dickie almost does spit takes while watching a movie is just as good as watching him react to the moments in Psycho and Scream. Because when Rodney Dangerfield hits the "Hey, honey, you want to make $14 the hard way?" he almost died. He almost choked to death at that moment. It was spectacular. And when we talked about all the weird stuff that people really don't know about that movie, like Danny. Do you know who almost played Danny in Caddyshack? For a
And he's
moment,
like the main guy, right? Say it
yeah,
again?
he's our main caddy. He's our guy. Yeah. For a moment, it was going to be Mickey Rourke. That's a totally different film. That's a completely different film.
Very completely different film.
And before they got Rodney Dangerfield, they were trying to lock down Don Rickles for that role.
I can see.
Would
Be a
still be
different
good,
vibe.
but I don't know. It wouldn't have been the.
It wouldn't. I think Dangerfield was a little bit more accessible. Rickles
Yes.
was so. I love his roasting of people was so precise.
and I mean, may have had to reword some things that he said.
Yeah.
And I was gonna start watching that Splinter Cell thing on Netflix, the animated Splinter Cell thing. However,
Mhm.
then I happened to notice that oh look, there's a season 2 of that Ted Danson, A Man on the Inside.
Oh yeah, that dropped. Yeah, I've still got to go back and
I've
watch
got to
that.
watch that, and that's so. This season, apparently, his private eye lady that he worked for in the first one, he now works for her. He's a PI in training. But they do get another thing where he has to pretend to be somebody and go inside at a university. He's playing a visiting professor, and they're trying to figure out. Someone is Gary Cole plays your asshole business tycoon guy who made the most money graduating from this school, and they want him to do a big donation to keep the school afloat, and somebody does not want them to take his money. So the current professor of the college, who is Max Greenfield, they've stolen his laptop and are slowly releasing sensitive information about him and everything from the laptop to prevent the merger with Gary Cole's character. So it's very weird. And the last episode I just watched was so strange and wonderful and funny, but it had nothing to do with the plot because it was just Thanksgiving. So he's having Thanksgiving dinner, and basically all the characters from the show come to his house for Thanksgiving. And it's wonderfully funny and wonderfully hysterical. And I highly, highly, highly recommend Ted Danson's A Man on the Inside. It's so much more fun than I thought it would be. And it keeps on delivering. So, yeah. And we got to take this book back to the library as well. This is the DC Comics / Dark Horse Comics crossover graphic novel, which contains your Superman versus Predator, your Superman versus Terminator, your Batman, Hellboy, Starman, your Ghost, Batgirl mini-series that they all did. It's quite a good read, and it's Superman and a Predator. You would think Superman would have that no problem. You would think that, but things go a little differently than you do expect.
The wonderful Billy Flynn looks at what Chad and Abby are up to now. If you know what TV show they're on this week, you could win yourself a prize. It's your further adventures of Chad and Abby update.
Searching for a Nazi gun emplacement, Chad and all the GIs try to get some information from a German dissenter who doesn't exactly know which side he wants to be on, even though he's a deserter. Sergeant Chad has to search a deserted town for Germans with 3 very inexperienced soldiers, one of which may be a coward. A bitterly disturbed tank sergeant escorts Lieutenant Stefan's men to a French town that seems to have been abruptly abandoned. A time bomb dropped by the Germans crashes into a French church, pinning Brady down, and only an American-hating British lieutenant can defuse it. Stefan is trying to quell the rumors about him being the lieutenant for skirts, and Chad feels like this whole military thing is like being in the Twilight Zone. They should make a movie out of that. #Chabby forever.
Looks like you've got mail waiting.
Hi, geeks. I love Unplugged on Midlothian, southwest of Richmond City Limit, and their gaming library of hundreds of games of all kinds, and I've been there several times, including a few times when others were supposed to show up. So I'll be happy to meet you there if that's where you're planning to meet. And I wish I could follow all the other things you discuss. If I could only cast one small spell once, I'd make GRD give up pronouns for Lent while recording episodes. You wouldn't be able to use the full name of every subject, but I would finally be able to keep up without needing to scroll back on the episode and listen again and again. But dude, that's how our numbers go up. I finally caught that Rich was talking about the new Fantastic Four movie. I'm happy they finally got a good one. Hey, the Roger Corman one's good. Have to run. Zoom call coming up in 3 minutes. Thanks for being good company anyway. That's from Bill, he/him. I thought that we were quite clear on the subject when we started, but as we go through the subject, yes, we do go to pronouns, but I think if you're there at the beginning, I think it works. I could be wrong. I don't know. And, since it's a new month, we have a winner for last month. Last month, Chad and Abby were on a show called Most Wanted, and Crystal knew that. Crystal, who simply wrote in, Chad and Abby are on Most Wanted. So, thank you, Crystal, yes. But, I mean,
Make
hey,
the point,
counts.
Crystal. We love it. We're here for it.
I mean, I love emails, but they don't always have to be emails. They are nice, they are cool, they are clever. But, sure, it still works. And so, you talk to me, I'll talk to you, and we'll get you a prize sent out there because that's simply the way that things should go. I think it's awesome, and you should too. So, yeah, you should drop us a note. I forgot that part. It's podcast@geekradiodaily.com, or of course, there's a voicemail or text message you can use, and you use a number that is this one.
510 GRD Crew.
Yeah, that's it. That's it exactly.
We let things pile up in the DVR. We add them to our queues. We wait for the DVDs and Blu-rays. We time shift. The Time Shifters podcast. Sci-fi, horror, fantasy, superheroes, comedy, action, film, television, maybe some not-so-current events. Find us on iTunes or at timeshifterspodcast.com.
It's Thursday night, and the podcast has re-ranked every sci-fi captain based solely on chair design. Play Jackbox with Geek Radio Daily on Friday, and maybe Flynn will balance a coaster on his head while slowly rotating.
Syrinx has made us 25 new Jackbox return letters.
Oh boy.
And that is one of them. Thank you, sir. I don't
Thank
know
you,
how you
Syrinx.
find the time to do that. I don't know what you're doing to make these. I've never thought to ask you, but that's very cool. That's very clever. And thank you so much.
I'm not wearing any pants. Film at 11.
Geek News!
Take a look at the world from a geeky point of view.
3 elderly Austrian nuns, aged 82, 86, and 88, recently returned to their former home, the convent Kloster Goldenstein, just outside Salzburg, after having been placed in a care home when their religious community was dissolved. Their move back into the convent, with help from former students and a locksmith, triggered a standoff with church authorities who had previously insisted they leave. But that's, of course, only because they couldn't raise the $50,000 needed during the town's talent show to get the... After months of pressure, a compromise was reached. The nuns have been allowed to stay, for now, under strict conditions. They must give up their social media presence, which had drawn worldwide interest and support, and the enclosed part of the convent must remain closed to anyone outside their order. In return, they will receive medical care and spiritual support from a priest. In the meantime, of course, you can find them by Googling "online nuns with bad habits forcibly bound." At present, the sisters have
Google that.
The sisters have not yet agreed to these conditions, leaving the future of their stay uncertain. Their story, from forced relocation to defiant return and public attention, highlights the tensions between institutional authority and personal autonomy when elderly individuals seek to reclaim their home and dignity. But hey, after all, they are on a mission from God.
Well, you know, who should have helped to pay for it all? Nintendo, because they're just, raking in money hand over fist. And here comes another money grabbing scheme, though. Honestly, I can't believe they haven't thought of this. This is the first time we're hearing about this. Okay. So you know how, like, for Nintendo games, and if you have the amiibo and you tap the amiibo to the system, a lot of times it'll give you like different skins, or it'll unlock like different versions of the characters, mostly kind of aesthetic sort of things. Well, in the new Metroid Prime 4 Beyond game that'll be coming out at some point, I may say later on in the thing I'm going to read, there's an amiibo. It's about $30 for it. There's actually 2 different amiibos, and there's a section where Samus is riding on this like super badass looking motorcycle, right? But you're riding through the desert, and the only way to actually have any music play while you're playing the game is if you have the amiibo. So if you have the amiibo, you can put it on and you can like change radio stations and like different kinds of music as you're doing this part where you have to be driving the motorcycle through the desert. If not, you're just sitting there in like complete silence. Like you could hear like the background of like the atmosphere going by or the wind. But I'm like, out of all of the things for it to do, you can control the music if you have the amiibo. And there is also a separate one if you want to change like the color or design scheme of the motorcycle itself. And it's like, wow. And apparently,
But at
Mario
least they
Kart
don't do
World,
microtransactions.
Nope.
yeah, because the things are micro, but the transactions are macro. But like it apparently Mario Kart World's like music volume options is just like a toggle. You either get normal or louder, and that's it. But it's like that wasn't at least something that you had to pay for. And this, like, you literally, it's like DLC to be able to do these things in the game. So, I mean, it's an open world space. Samus travels around this, like I said, arguably super cool motorcycle. It's just like there's not much going on. So I don't know. It just seemed like a weird thing, and I hope that it's not a trend. I mean, I know the amiibo thing is pretty unique to Nintendo, but I mean, companies always trying to company, always try to figure out a way to get money and more and more and more money all the time. I mean, it's, EA with what they were doing where you had to have subscriptions, and now it seems like your system always has to go online in order for it to work. And it's just like, I remember the good old days of video games. But yeah, game looks cool. Gotta get the amiibo.
I was probably going to anyway.
Oh, speaking of big
At least they do
companies,
look cool on the shelf.
speaking of big companies, let's talk Netflix for a little bit. The third Knives Out movie, Wake Up Dead Man, is currently out in theaters and will soon drop on Netflix this December 12th. Yes, next week it will be on Netflix. While promoting the film on social media, director Ryan Johnson said he had turned down a Muppets version of Knives Out, which many fans wish he had never done, including this one. Oh my God. Doesn't Ryan Johnson realize that everything is improved with Muppets?
Well, that hurts me, Carol. That hurts me.
Well, we now have the next best thing. And it does involve Muppets. Netflix, which recently saved Sesame Street, has cooked up a Sesame Street Knives Out parody, a 5-minute Benoit Blanc case. Only this puppet version inspector is Beignet Blanc, voiced by Daniel Craig. And he's here to solve the mystery of who ate Cookie Monster's pie. And no, that is not a sexual innuendo.
Oh, please.
This new Knives Out Sesame Street collaboration, called Forks Out, comes straight from the folks at the Sesame Workshop. In this tantalizing
I love the more
mystery,
grown-up stuff they do. Oh my gosh.
In this tantalizing new mystery, we discover that an unknown suspect has devoured Cookie Monster's triple berry pie. Who would dare steal a sweet treat from our beloved Cookie Monster, especially the way he always freaks out? In this, is the likely culprit Oscar the Grouch, or maybe it's Elmo or that creepy prairie chick? Frankly, my money's on Elmo. They're going to catch him red-handed. That's when they call in the greatest puppet detective of all time, Beignet Blanc. Well, I mean, he's the second best puppet detective of all time, behind Angel in that one episode of Angel.
I got my angel puppet around here somewhere.
Bringing it back.
Wow.
Mystery novel fans will notice there are some references to a few classics in this short, such as The Murder on the Orient Express and Poirot's Last Case. Will we get more Forks Out mysteries in the future? Who can say? But hey, Sesame Street is Muppety enough for us, and this will have to tide us over until then. And I will say, with them saying those two titles, I know exactly who ate Cookie Monster's pie. Because I've read all of Agatha Christie's stuff, so if you want me to spoil it, I can. Shh. Hush.
The cat did it. Oh my God. Who saw that coming?
Yeah,
Who saw that coming?
Stephanie did.
Like into the microphone meow.
Because they're using Murder on the Orient Express and Curtain, I can tell you that everybody ate Cookie Monster's pie.
Yes,
because everybody kills Ratchet in Murder on the Orient Express. And Beignet Blanc probably partakes of the pie because in Curtain, Poirot is the murderer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, is that foreshadowing? Is that foreshadowing the actual third Knives Out movie?
Ooh,
no, that would be interesting. Yeah, everyone was saying they wanted a Muppets Knives Out, but they wanted Daniel Craig to be the only human.
Yes.
Like, every other Muppet movie. Here, at least, he's not live, but he's a puppet, and he does voice it.
And I actually watched it last night. It came up just in my recommended, and I was like, what? And I just fired it up, and it was so much fun. It was really funny.
I haven't watched it.
There is one moment that you will lose your stuff when it comes to Grover. He drops just a string of jokes, and the last one just kills. But
right,
highly recommend
so that we can watch it as soon as we're done.
It's like 5 minutes. It's available on Netflix, or it's available on YouTube. Highly recommend.
Alrighty, kids.
Works out.
Here's
Yep,
a sentence
works
you've
out.
waited your whole life for. You ready?
I was wrong. I'm just kidding. You paused.
Oh
You
no.
Paused.
Slipknot's Clown has launched his own surreal Minecraft world, Vernearth, that features an evolving story alongside a number of different game modes, though Clown is referring to it as My Plague. Back in 2022, Slipknot teamed up with the Sandbox to launch Notverse, a fully immersive space to host Web3 experiences, and now the band's co-founder and percussionist Sean Clown Crahan has unveiled his own Minecraft experience, something they're referring to as a psychosocial. From the mind of Sean Clown Crahan comes an original Minecraft realm, Vernearth. More than a typical Minecraft server, it presents a surreal landscape built from over 100 million blocks. And of course, the fans were hoping it would actually be called Vermilion. The experience has been created using custom technology and handcrafted environments. Players will be able to access 4 different game modes: Oblivion, the Arena, Plot World, and Challenge, and form a unified ecosystem that supports every type of player. And they're claiming all hope is gone for the nameless. Last year, in an interview, Clown said, I think the future is very bright for Slipknot. In the past, I've been anxious for the future, but now I'm content. I'm fine with just letting everything unravel and then winding it up to see where it goes. So there's no actual release date yet for the Clown's Minecraft world. So Slipknot fans will just have to wait and bleed. GRD is licensed Creative Commons Attribution, Non-Commercial, Non-Derivative Works, 963 for the license. Check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, and stop by the website at GeekRadioDaily.com. See, if you know Slipknot, that was really funny.
That was.
It really was. Yeah.
That was.
So drop us a note as podcast at GeekRadioDaily.com. Of course, voicemail, text message. You need the magic numbers of
510 GRD Crew.
And tomorrow night we are playing Jackbox. Please come and join us right here on this very same channel. You can play along for the audience. You can beat us and mess up what we're trying to do. And doesn't that make you feel good to screw up other people? Huh? Huh? Of course it does. We shall see you this week.
Good night, everybody.
What the hell are you still doing here?
Peace out, player.
Now, player.
Good night, suckers. Well, I thought every part of it was good, but overall I hated it.
I feel exactly the opposite, but the same.
How are you? Good, thanks. Oh, I forgot my bag for the groceries, so I'll take a paper bag.
You forgot your bag?
Oh, yeah.
You don't have it?
No, I don't have my bag with me.
We don't have any bags.
You don't have any paper bags?
Are you okay? I think this happened before.
We have a man who, I guess he forgot his bag. If you can, we can have someone come down. I usually.
Hi.
Hi.
What seems to be the problem?
Well, I forgot my grocery bag.
Well, I'll tell her. He forgot his bag.
I just forgot it. You don't have a paper bag?
No.
We don't.
I was over at my buddy's house, and I didn't have a chance to go to my house to get the bag
Oh,
first.
it doesn't matter what you're doing. When I wake up in the morning, my eyes don't forget to open, my heart doesn't forget to beat.
Yeah, I don't get in my car and forget the car and drive down the street, like running down the street, going like this, and then park it, and then put it in park, and then lock the door.
Yeah, these don't make sense.
What was that from?
What is that from?
It's Portlandia.
Oh, okay.
That's what I thought. That was Red Armiston.
Yeah,
Portlandia feel.
and Jack McBrayer.
I should just
God, I love
Oh, they're so
Portlandia.
hilarious.
I love
Got a bird
Portlandia
on it.
so much.
Oh, it's a crazy show.
What was
Do
their
you want me
Portlandia
to-
movie?
Do you want me to play the Forks
Sure.
Out and share my screen and we all watch it, or do you guys gotta go?
I need to go because I'm very tired and I'm going to
Yeah,
stop the
same
stream.
here. I
Guys,
have to get up early.
Well, we'll just watch it on our TV.
yeah, you watch it on your dumb big screen. It's
Well,
worth
then
it.
stop
It's
the
so
stream
much
so
fun.
we still have more bonus content.
So guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Viv, thank you so much for the raid. We love you.
Everybody,
And
thank you.
Syrinx joining in, Mike and Thank you guys, everybody who did, and we hope that you all have a fantastic night. If you enjoyed what we did, give us a follow before I hit the stop button, or even after I hit the stop button. You can go ahead and still follow. So thank you very much. Have a geeky week.
Yeah, do it.